Hey there, welcome to our digital board game. This one is a super fun and one of those simple games where students love them. And it's amazing and great because it is so simple. And one they're all familiar with, so they're happy to play. They already know how to play a board game. And so here we have your board game. The only thing you have to do to edit this board game is to add in your own characters for your students to pick from and move around. So over at the elements side, we're going to search. I like to use animals. No, I'm not going to type in animals. We need some specific animals. That way students can pick from their favorite animals. You can use whatever images you want. I have my students really like animals. Or it's always a good one for them to pick from. So just pick, and they don't have to go along with this camping theme. And I just placed them around the board. You want to make sure you have enough for students. So if you have a class of 6, make sure you have at least 6, if not a couple more, and just place them around. The next thing you edit is your questions, and these ones are just question slides, not an answer slide. And again, you have this whole slide to work with, so you can type in your question, can add in those supporting pictures to support your question, use it as a whiteboard to do some work as you are practicing with your students, underlining, circling those nouns. And one thing I love how my teachers inside my Game Changer Club membership, they use the membership as we have a private group, and in there they're able to ask, hey, I'm teaching this. How can I put it into a game? How can I teach with this? Because we want to use games more than just the review at the end. We want to teach with them. So, and we work through it. Here's how you can teach with this, with the board game, with whatever the game of the month is. And they find that very helpful. So we have questions down here below, edits those questions for however many questions you have, and then you're ready to play this game. So bring this board up to your students, share a portion of your Zoom screen. So you have your students just see the board, but you will see what you are seeing right now. You have this edit mode because we want to move these characters around. So I explained the board game. We're going to play a board game. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to answer a question. And then I'm going to roll the dice for all of you. And it is going to be a race to the finish. And then I let all of my students pick their character. And I just line them up right here at the starting. So I have student 1 and student 2, student 3, however many students you have. And how my students are lined up on my Zoom screen when I'm sharing my screen is the order I go in. So that first student on the left, that is the first student I'm going to roll for. And I do, when they tell me their characters, especially if you have, your full class, I put their characters in order how I see them on my screen. That way I make sure I get them the right character. Okay, dice. You can use your own dice. Not with me, but I have these big foam dice I can roll and then just show the screen. I'm really liking the Google dice, so I just open up a new tab and then right into Google, I type dice, search dice, and it brings up this dice right here. It's the best dice ever because there are no ads around it. It is just the dice. And you can quickly swap out the dice for any number of numbered dice you want. And it works really good because you're sharing a portion of your screen. So most of this is already blocked out for students as well. And they'll see about this when you roll the dice. So you just roll the dice. So let's go back. Okay, so we're ready to play now. All my students have picked their character. We're ready to play. So I'm going to go to my first question. And if your Canva opens up default to this mode, I don't want to scroll through questions. So down here in the right, there is this thumbnail view. I'm going to click that. Because now it puts all my thumbnails down here at the bottom, and I can now click through them, click to the board game, click to question 2, click to the board game. No more scrolling. Okay, so we're ready. We're going to answer this first question, and then here you work your magic. We're teaching, we're reteaching, we're reviewing right here. We all work together to answer and practice this. We're going to go back to our board game. Okay, let's roll the dice. And I usually roll for 2 students at a time. So student number 1, you have 3. Student number 2, you have 4. So then I pick their character. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I move them for them. Awesome. Student number 2, look, you got the shortcut. So you are right there on this yellow square. Okay, and then I go back to the dice because we still have more students. And then I'll roll for the next 2 students at a time. And then I'll move those characters. So we had 1, and then that next student. And you just go until you make it to the end. First person to make it to the end wins. And that's it every time. So after I roll for all of my students, and then we're on to question number 2. We answer question number 2, and then I go back and I roll for all of my students again. And that's it. Game boards are super simple, super versatile game. So if you are loving these templates, I would love to see you inside the Game Changer Club membership. It's a monthly membership where my teachers inside, they get a game every month that's due in 3 different themes. So if this game board was the game for the month, they would have 3 different game boards, and they would be 3 different paths, 3 different themes. This one's got an outdoor theme. The other 2 would be different. Maybe one to match the holiday that's coming up, and then another one that's very good, generic, you could use all year round. And then they also get, which I love, and my teachers and love inside, is the support. So we have a private Slack group, and in there you're able to ask any type of question about using the game, how to use this game for my classroom, how could I teach this part of my lesson with this game, and I'm inside answering all those questions. And you have fellow teachers as well that can chime in because they have their own expertise in, we have teachers teaching math, history, reading. We have a lot of SEL skills, lots of fun teachers inside there. And our monthly coaching call is always a Q&A call, and we answer any questions about that month's game, any other past games, as well as play the current month game together. So you can see the game live in action, how I present it to students, and how I teach with it. We go through all of that so you can see it from the teacher view as well as what students are seeing. So you are comfortable and familiar with how all of that works when you're ready to teach with it. I love this membership. I love saving you time. It takes hours to create these games. If you're creating games to keep your students engaged, you don't want to wear them out playing the same games over and over again, then this membership is exactly for you to boost that engagement. Your students are excited, ready to participate, ready to answer questions, even if those questions are hard. They're ready to dive in, work their hardest because they're having fun and they're engaged. I can't wait to come back next week. What are we playing this time? Or I often get, can we play this game again? Well, this class goes by so fast because we're having fun playing games. So yes, we'll play a game again next week. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these game templates or the Game Changer Club, the membership. I would be happy to see you inside and help you create and teach and gamify your lessons. Okay, I will see you, talk to you soon, and enjoy teaching with games. Bye for now.